Good morning, fellow teacher candidates and dear friends. Thank you for being here today. It is an absolute honor to stand before you and share something that has not only changed my perspective on teaching but also reshaped how I see our role as the next generation of educators. Today, I will be speaking about an inspiring and transformative movement known as the Zero Trace Youth Initiative, a program that aims to empower young Malaysians, especially teacher candidates, to become leaders in sustainability and to combat one of our era's most pressing environmental threats, which is plastic pollution.
Before I begin, I'd like to invite all of you to take a moment and think about something you used today that was made of plastic. Maybe it was the pen you are holding, the water bottle you brought along, or even the packaging from your breakfast this morning. Have you ever stopped to wonder where that plastic will go after you throw it away? Will it be recycled, burned, or perhaps end up drifting in a river somewhere, slowly making its way to the ocean?
Let's take a closer look at what really happens to the plastic we use every day.
Let's think about that for a moment. Something we throw away thoughtlessly can return to us in invisible and harmful ways. Our actions today quite literally shape the health of future generations.
Although the Malaysian government has introduced promising policies such as the Roadmap to Zero Single-Use Plastics 2030, the challenge persists. Regulations are often not enforced strongly enough, recycling systems are underdeveloped, and perhaps most importantly, public awareness remains low.
So, let me ask you this. If every teacher in Malaysia taught one student to live plastic-free for just 1 week, how different do you think our country would look in 10 years?
I think we do see a cleaner beach, healthier rivers, and less plastic clogging our cities. But even more importantly, we do raise a generation that understands sustainability as a way of life, not just a campaign.
Good answer. As teacher candidates, our influence extends far beyond the classroom. One teacher can impact hundreds, even thousands of students throughout their career. Every time we demonstrate eco-friendly habits, integrate sustainability into our lessons, or lead community projects, we plant the seeds of awareness in young minds. And that's exactly what Zero Trace stands for. Creating change not by force, but by example.
The Zero Trace Youth Initiative was born out of a vision to empower teacher candidates aged 18 to 25 from IPG campuses across Malaysia to take the lead in environmental stewardship. The name Zero Trees is symbolic. It represents the dream of leaving no negative trace on our environment. Instead, it encourages us to leave a legacy of responsibility, awareness, and action. The program focuses on building sustainability knowledge, instilling leadership values, and transforming young educators into environmental advocates. What makes it unique is that it doesn't stop at theory. It moves beyond the classroom into real world practice, combining education, technology, and community engagement. Through Zero Trees, participants gain not only the skill to live sustainably, but also the inspiration to teach others to do the same. It's not just an initiative, it's a movement of the heart, powered by youth who believe that small actions can create a massive impact. The journey begins with a series of interactive workshops held across all IPG campuses. These workshops are designed to raise awareness about plastic pollution, waste management, and sustainable lifestyles. They are not your typical lectures. They are vibrant, engaging sessions filled with multimedia presentations, documentaries, and thought-provoking discussions.
One of the most powerful exercises in this workshop is called the Waste Hourly Challenge. In this activity, students track and categorize all the plastic they use in a single day, from pens and bottles to wrappers and bags. When they finally see the amount of plastic they generate in just 24 hours, the realization is high. It's a simple yet eye-opening reminder that change must start from within. Let me ask you now, if you were to count every piece of plastic you have used today, how many would there be? 3, 5, 10? Try to imagine the environmental footprint you leave behind by the end of just 1 week. This kind of self-reflection is the first step toward transformation, and Zero Trace ensures that every participant goes through that journey of awareness.
After gaining awareness, the next stage is action. Participants take part in real, hands-on community projects. They organize clean-up drive, plant trees, conduct recycling workshops, and collaborate with local councils to promote waste reduction. One inspiring activity was held at IPG campus Perlis, where students conducted a plastic-free campus day. For 24 hours, no single-use plastic was allowed on campus. Instead, students brought reusable containers, metal straws, and cloth bags. The result? Over 1,200 pieces of plastic waste were avoided in just 1 day.
This kind of collective action builds not only environmental awareness, but also teamwork and leadership skills. It turns theory into lived experience. It's one thing to learn about pollution. It's another to physically flag waste from a polluted riverbank and feel the weight of what human negligence has caused. That's when you realize this isn't just about the environment, it's about empathy, responsibility, and our duty as educators to care for the world our students will inherit.
Another key component of the initiative is its digital platform, known as the Zero Trees Online Hub. This platform functions as both a record and a community. Participants log their eco-friendly activities such as reusing bottles, planting trees, or conducting workshops, and earn digital points, badges, and recognition. Think of it as a sustainability version of a social media app. Instead of likes and followers, you earn impact badges and eco scores. The idea is to make the environmental action fun, visible, and socially rewarding.
We asked how many of you enjoy using apps that track your steps or achievements like Duolingo or fitness trackers. Imagine the same stance of motivation applied to helping the planet. The platform allows IPG students from across Malaysia to connect, to share their progress, and celebrate each other's contributions.
This combination of education and technology makes sustainability interactive and modern, aligning perfectly with how today's youth communicate and learn. Perhaps the most exciting part of the program is the creation of the IPG Eco Ambassadors. These are teacher candidates who demonstrate outstanding leadership, passion, and creativity. They receive specialized training in environmental education, public speaking, and community leadership. As ambassadors, they are responsible for organizing future Zero Trees events, mentoring peers, and continuing advocacy even after the main program ends. They become the voice of sustainability within their campuses and communities.
Imagine yourself being one of those ambassadors, standing before a hall full of students, inspiring them to take action, or organizing a school-wide plastic-free week. That's what Zero Trace aims to achieve. Empowering teachers not just to teach, but to lead movements.
As educators, our role is not limited to delivering lessons from textbooks. It extends to shaping the attitudes and values of our students. When they see us recycling, conserving energy, or avoiding waste, they learn more from our example than our words. The Zero Trace Youth Initiative doesn't exist in isolation. It is deeply aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, especially SDG 4, quality education, because it enhances education with values of sustainability and social responsibility. Next one is SDG 12, which is responsible consumption and production, by encouraging individuals and institutions to adopt waste-reducing habits. Another one is SDG 13, climate action, by reducing pollution and carbon footprints through behavioral change.
By connecting Malaysia's educational goals with global sustainability efforts, Zero Trees shows how local action can contribute to global change. We are not just teacher candidates, we are global citizens shaping the future.
Now, let's pause for a quick reflection. I'd like you to close your eyes for just a few seconds and imagine a world without plastic pollution. Imagine walking along a beach with crystal clear water, no bottles, no wrappers, no waste inside. Imagine your students learning under trees, surrounded by clean air and singing birds. Now, open your eyes. That vision is possible, but only if we start today. True. Our actions, no matter how small, create ripples that extend far beyond what we can see. Every bottle we refuse, every clean up we organize, every lesson we teach, it all adds up. The effectiveness of the Zero Trees Youth Initiative is evaluated through both quantitative and qualitative methods. Quantitatively, it measures the number of participants, waste collected, and reduction of single-use plastics. Qualitatively, it captures reflections, personal stories, and changes in attitude. One participant shared how after joining the initiative, She started an eco-classroom corner at her school during teaching practice. Students use it to collect recyclable materials, create crafts, and share eco-tips. By the end of her practicum, the entire school had adopted the idea. That's the multiplier effect of empowerment. One teacher inspiring hundreds. This initiative also strengthens community values such as gotong royong, Malaysia's traditional spirit of cooperation. It reminds us that environmental stewardship is not an individual duty, but a collective responsibility. In the long term, the Zero Trees Youth Initiative envisions a generation of educators who integrate environmental values into their teaching. It is not just about teaching science or geography, it's about weaving sustainability into daily lessons, moral education, and classroom culture. Imagine a science lesson where students learn about ecosystem by creating recycled terrariums, or a language lesson where they write persuasive essays about environmental issues. These small acts bridge the gap between knowledge and action. Socially, the program builds leadership, teamwork, and empathy. Environmentally, it directly reduces waste and promotes sustainable living. And educationally, it aligns perfectly with Malaysia's vision of nurturing globally minded, responsible citizens under the Malaysian Education Blueprint 2013 to 2025. Now, as we near the end of our session, I'd like to leave you with a question. When you look at your own life, your habits, your teaching philosophy, your daily choices, what trace are you leaving behind? Will it be a trail of waste or a legacy of wisdom? Will your students remember you for your worksheets or for the lessons you taught about kindness to the planet? We, as future educators, carry a powerful responsibility. We are not just teaching subjects, we are shaping mindsets. Every time we speak, our words carry power. Every time we act, we create change. The Zero Trees Youth Initiative reminds us that education is not only about preparing students for exams, it's about preparing them for life, a life where they understand that protecting the environment is an act of love for our country, for our people, and for the generations that will come after us. So today, let us all make a promise that we will strive to live and teach in ways that respect and protect our earth, that we will lead by example no matter how small the action may seem, that we will remind our students and ourselves that every plastic bottle, every wrapper, every decision matters.
Together, let's create a Malaysia that lives by the principle of zero trade. Let's make our campus cleaner, our communities cleaner, and our teaching more meaningful. And one day, when our students become teachers, leaders, or parents themselves, they will carry forward the same lesson of love and care for the earth. That is the true power of education.
Thank you all for your time, your attention, and your commitment to this cause. Let us walk forward together, hand in hand, creating a cleaner, greener, and more sustainable Malaysia. Let us be the generation that leaves behind not pollution but purpose, not waste but wisdom, not a trace but a trail of hope. Thank you. That's all from me.